How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Ohio Boys Esports Podcast. I'm your host, Jon Snipes Novak.
Killer Keemstar!
Stop.
The boy
Somebody's gonna see that. One of his fans are gonna see that. And we're gonna
Boy
get
Schmitty
roasted.
titty right here.
So, as I was getting ready to say, with my co-hosts and friends, also all from Ohio, Nate,
really?
the Zanman, Schmitty, Zanman.
Hey, what's good? What's good?
Jake, Funky Town Funksters Funk. No
Funk.
words from Funk.
He's
All
not
right,
here.
whatever.
He died.
Bump us, right? And then, of course. Oh, there he is. Yeah, wow. Thanks for just doing that. Yeah,
Dude,
nice.
It's a shitty mic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Bro, I was dying at your Zan, man.
Yeah.
Bro, I was dying.
And then, last but not least, duo Nate Fear Wolfe. Nate Fear Wolfe.
What's good? What's good? Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back. Of course. Last week went pretty well, I think. We did not have a name for the podcast ending last week. And literally, me and Nate were sitting at his house, trying to, get the video up and, get ready to start posting it to YouTube. And then, for some reason, we were, trying to obviously pick, what the YouTube name was going to be. Obviously, naming it after our podcast. And we had the worst ideas. Nobody could come up with an idea at all. It was bad. And then, eventually, I don't know what happened, but I just remembered, I guess, that all of us are from Ohio. We all live in Ohio. What better way to name the podcast and make it after the state that we love because of all the snow? So we named it after Ohio.
Great.
Ohio Boys Esports Podcast. So that's how we got the name. We're gonna jump right into it because last week went for an hour and a half, and we did not even have half of what we have to discuss this week because there was so many upsets.
John was raging.
Oh my gosh, just so many things happened. Rank play was reposted back up on Call of Duty, and that's a little messed up. So we're gonna talk about all that here today. First things first, like I said, it is the week of the underdogs. Not only because of the Super Bowl, but also because there was a lot of upsets that did happen. And our first topic that we're gonna be talking about is League of Legends, the NALCS. This week we had a lot of upsets, in my opinion. Especially on Sunday, we saw a couple things go wrong. But with that said, I do have all the things from this week showing us what we got right and what we got wrong. The scoreboard I did not get, so I'll have to post that next week when we post up the next week's podcast. Give you guys a overview of what the scoreboard is. But to start off, we did have the TSM versus Echo Fox match. Echo Fox took that pretty convincingly, I think, if I'm not mistaken. All of us voted Echo Fox except for Nate Wolfe.
The belief was not there.
The believing was not there. That one was kind of.
I didn't believe.
That one was obvious, I think, to be honest with you, because. It was honestly one of those things that we knew was gonna happen.
You see Echo Fox's lineup.
Yeah.
They're 5-1.
They got upsetted. So
TSM's 3-3.
Can't wait to talk about next week or the week after. So week 3, because that's when all the good stuff happened. Was in week 3.
Good.
All the good.
C9's shitting on.
Yo, I'm still surprised C9 came back.
Right.
Beat 100 Thieves.
Yep, well, that's up next.
I don't want to talk
C9
about it.
versus 100 Thieves, also in week 2. There it is, up on the screen for you guys. We all voted 100 Thieves in that one.
Yeah.
And CLG took the W, and it was
C9!
Or C9. What did
bro.
I say?
Oh
CLG.
my god.
CLG.
My bad.
CLD dumpster.
C9
Oh
took
my
the
god.
dub over 100 T. Nate, you seem like you're really hyped about that one. You want to go over it a bit?
What, the C900 Thieves?
Yeah.
Hell no! TSM's that team. TSM's my team, and C9's like their rivals, bro.
Yeah, but no, like what happened? Like why is it that 100 Thieves looks so strong, coming like within the first
You know
2
what it
weeks,
is, dude?
but what happened?
TSM gave their jungler away to C9, and that's what's happening. Svensk Garen's popping off. He's like, "Fuck you, TSM. You left me." That's everything, dude. That's all that's happening.
So they are now tied with Echo Fox in first.
That's crazy.
And that's just nuts. I mean, but I think you're right. I think that
Svensk Garen's the GOAT.
I think that Svensk Garen like just kind of felt that. I mean, in Team Liquid too, that's also tied in first.
Yeah, because double lift. Bro.
Exactly. I mean, like they all.
We're such TSM fag boys, dude.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, like I'm a 100 Thieves fan to be honest with you. But
yeah, dude.
Facts.
I mean, it's just one of those things that like they dropped them and now they're just popping off.
And now they're trying to prove themselves. They're like, "Bitch, you dropped me, I'm a GOAT."
Yeah, I mean, that's just that's frustrating to say the least for the TSM boys, right, Nate?
Yeah, it is kind of. TSM's just chilling 3-3.
And then, obviously, one that we expected to happen, or didn't expect to happen for some of us, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, me and Funk voted the wrong teams here on this one. So
probably.
FlyQuest versus Optic Gaming. I watched that game. Optic Gaming did win. I'm salty as hell. I didn't vote Optic there and like stuck true. But you know the coin
that's their only win though.
Honestly though, with the bottom teams, it's like a toss up on who wins for real.
It was I don't know. I watched the game.
Like a coin flip.
I watched the match and it was super close all the way up into the end, and it just seemed like once again Optic just struggled at the end of the match. It seems like they have.
They're just brand new teams with like brand new infrastructure. New coaches, they all have to get their chemistry going.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna see that obviously with new teams. I mean, there's a lot of Call of Duty teams that have had that issue. Like E United, they had that issue for a while on COD, and next thing you know, they're popping off. So then, kind of moving through these ones kind of quick. We have Golden Guardians. They're
so good.
That was.
They're so good, man.
Yeah, dude, Steph Curry with the pot.
They're sleeper. Steph Curry in mid? What are you talking about?
Steph Curry mid, KD in the jungle because he comes through those bushes like a snake.
Oh!
Dang! Shots!
Shit!
Shots!
Oh
my god! That was mean.
Am I wrong?
Obviously, CLG won that one. That was an easy one for him. And then, moving on.
Dude, before all our predictions, we thought Clutch was going places.
Yeah, but we did vote Team Liquid over Clutch.
Yeah.
So
yeah, cause what? Cause why?
Because double lift. And once again, double God. Sorry. So once again, it's another TSM player on another team that is up there in the first place mark.
You know what it is, dude?
It's just going off.
TSM just has a curse. The name TSM. All the players, when they leave and join another team, they're just goats, and they carry. It's the team, dude. There's a curse. I swear.
Like the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah, for real.
Hey, I'm calling it.
Real,
Browns are winning the playoffs next year, guaranteed.
No.
Shut up, John.
No.
So then, we're gonna finally move on to week 3 now, and it's gonna be CLG.
The upset
versus Echo, and this is where the upsets start. Echo Fox coming into this weekend 4-0, facing off against CLG, who were 1-3 because they won both games.
No, they were 2-3.
No, they were 1-3. I was right. They won both games. They were 1-3.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So again, CLG, a team that we thought was gonna lose that game. Every single one of us, as you guys can see on the screen, every single one of us thought CLG was losing that game. And after watching it, it didn't look like Echo Fox really had that much of a chance. It just looked like they ran the game. The only part of the game that Echo Fox kind of controlled was the beginning of the game. They caught a couple beginning of the game picks, and it was easy for them. I think they had the first Drake. So it's like, why? What happens there? I mean, is that an Echo Fox curse?
Nah, dude. I think it's just They came in cocky. They came in, they didn't play the early game right.
That's true. I mean, it's just that's one of those ones that you thought, there was no doubt in your mind that Echo Fox was going to come in and take that. For sure.
I mean,
right?
when you think about it, though, the drafts, Echo Fox's team was a mid-late game draft, and then CLG had that Nunu early game control over the Dragons and all the objectives.
Yeah.
So that's how they got all that early game going. The Nunu controlling it, and then they just had that momentum going in.
So, like, what's the significance of having, like, a champion like Nunu or Tristana? Two champions that just seem to be like the main picks right now. Like, why is Tristana and Nunu like really favored when it comes down to team comp?
Nunu is a solid tank, and he has basically 2 smites. His Q does true damage to monsters. It bites them, and it does 1,000 damage, and then you smite at the same time. So you basically have control over any jungle monsters, dragons, over the other jungler because you have like 2 smites that you can use at once.
Right.
You out-damage them. So even if you went in to try and steal it, you just have that big damage burst to take it before they can even get it.
Right. And then Tristana, obviously, she's
a safe pick. She's a safe pick that gets whenever she gets a killer assist, her rocket jump resets. She just has a lot of jumps, and she can snowball really hard.
For sure. I think, like, I forget the stat when I was watching the NALCS this past weekend, but every time that team gets Tristana, it's like they win. She just seems to hold down the map. She's
just solid.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good safe champ, and people are using it the right way. And then moving on, C9 versus Optic Gaming. The game that I voted for Optic Gaming is the one that they lost. So maybe, like, because I'm an Optic fan, maybe I should just vote against them every week. And just hope that they take a W. Like, maybe that's the goal.
They're doing better than the Golden Guardians.
Yeah, I mean, they're not last. You're right.
I don't get why they would draft Urgot. I don't get it.
No way.
Well, who do you think they, like, okay, so say right now, like, say they're not in season, right? The split ends, and they want to drop a player.
No, I'm talking about champion. Why they would draft Urgot into the game against a Gnar.
That's right. Yeah.
Just the whole matchup, any of those matchups, like, there's better options.
So do you think that's maybe Optic's kryptonite right now? Is they're just their champ picks? Like their champ select?
They just don't know where they mesh. Like, you get certain players on the team to become that star player or role player, or you get one to come on and just be like the backbone and put someone else on the pedestal. And right now they have like 3 players that could be star players, but there's not enough room on a team for 3 people to shine that bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like on TSM, it's always been like Bjergsen and Doublelift when Doublelift was on, and there just wasn't enough kills or gold. They usually just funneled all the gold into the Doublelift and Bjergsen. That's why Svenskeren was always playing tanks and just like utility junglers. And Hanser was usually playing tanks. So with Optic, they have Power of Evil and Arrow and Acadian. And I think they just don't know. Like, someone just needs to rise above. They need to figure out who they can play through to win games. They're just playing right now. They don't know what to do.
Right. No, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's almost the same thing with the Call of Duty team. I feel like a lot of teams in general in esports, they pick up those players that are stars by themselves, but you put them on a team with a bunch of other stars, and it's like one wants to overlay the other.
People that want to just go slay.
Exactly.
But someone needs to play objective.
Exactly.
So what happens? You lose.
Exactly. Moving on. Clutch Gaming versus 100 Thieves. We all had 100 Thieves.
I'm really sad about Clutch.
I mean,
they got ran through every game. Every game they lost.
I mean, but the difference is they played teams that are high up there now. You know, like they played C9, they played 100 Thieves.
Yeah, they have a hard schedule.
Exactly. So they have like a hard middle of the season schedule. Or not middle of the season, but middle before the middle of the season. You know what I mean, right? Like,
it's crazy that they lost. It was a 300 goal difference at the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it goes down to team fights, and it didn't look like they were doing anything towards the end.
They didn't know how to close out. They were up 10,000 at 41 minutes.
Exactly.
That's
So,
crazy.
I mean, that one's an easy one to analyze. I mean, it just.
I mean,
seems
if
like
anything,
watching that
100
they
Thieves
threw it.
had the best comp to come back with. They had the Tristana,
Yeah.
they had the Gnar, they had 3 front lines.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, if
Braum.
Tristana just was able to sit
Braum was
behind them
good.
and not get caught out, it was just free. You could just come back all day.
Yeah,
A lot of
then-
action mostly happened on the bot lane too, so.
for sure.
Yeah. That's the thing with Callista picks. Seems like every time I look at one of these games, they're picking Callista and the Tristana, and if you don't get ahead early on Callista, then you're just useless. You don't do as much damage. Callista's like a utility, like an early game utility carry.
So instead of that, who should they pick as a support?
Or as a AD carry.
Mhm. Yeah, sorry, my bad. As an AD carry, like who would you rather see?
That's where it's rough. Because they're picking the synergy with the support and
Right.
hoping they're going to get ahead early game. And then most of the other options got banned out. Like in this game, they banned out Varus, which is a really
Yeah.
solid pick that could have been played. Corki was banned, but that's usually mid lane. But could also be flexed as AD carry. It's just what you would rather have. If your AD carry is a good enough player to play one of the tougher AD carries, then I would not mind having like if it was double lift or sneaky, I would be like, yeah, put him on that like Caitlyn or like hyper carry like Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
Like design a whole team around him and just get him going. But a bunch of these players are newer to the scene, so they're just experimenting
Right.
and playing more team oriented comps where everyone has to do their part.
Right. Next match, TSM versus Golden Knights. I don't think that one's really worth talking about. It was a
Golden
blowout.
Guardians,
It was
Johnny
Golden Guardians.
boy.
I'm gonna do that till the day I die, I guarantee.
For
Golden
real.
Guardians. Fix it every time I say it. You know.
They didn't even get one
Flag
kill.
Quest and TL.
Yeah. Once again, that one's pointless to talk about. That was an easy one. And
Oh yeah,
then-
we skipped TL and Flag Quest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
Sorry.
it wasn't
Sorry,
even much
my
of a
bad.
match, anyways.
I mean, no,
Bottom
not really.
tier teams against top teams.
I think we all voted for TL except for Nate Wolfe.
TL was
Flag
up like
Quest, Flag Quest
18,000 gold.
had three kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just it
They-
was a rough game. Once again,
Flag
just
Quest had
none of
zero
it's not worth
objectives.
talking about.
No
Like,
towers,
it's-
no rips, no barons. It was just a one-sided game, basically.
Right.
So-
Yeah,
right.
it was. Yeah.
Right. So moving on to the next day, right? So day 3. Hold on, I'm trying to find my
Day
thing.
2.
Day 2.
Week
No,
3.
day 2, week 3. Right. Sorry, I'm trying to find my thing.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Echo Fox versus Optic Gaming. There it is. Good job. Jesus. Once again, we
That
all
was
voted. That was an
one-sided.
easy one for us. That was just a one-sided game. Once again, just Optic not able to pull off really anything in that game. It just
Yeah.
watching that one, it was just like, okay, whatever.
It's hard, man. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at Echo Fox's roster, and it's like, what lane of optics actually could beat anyone on Echo Fox? Like, just in the lane.
Yeah.
Like I look at the bot lane. Like, Arrow on Optic was the MVP. He's really good, but Lemon Nation is like below average, so that just brings down the lane. Because Adrian and Altec are both insane.
Right.
Phoenix is that solid mid laner that can hold his own. So Power of Evil came from Europe. He was pretty good. So that's pretty like stalemate. The
Right.
jungles, Dardock was known to be insane, and Acadians, so Dardock has that edge. And then Ziggs just this unknown top laner. He was always on a bottom tier team. Now he's on Optic, which is going to be another bottom tier team unless they find something. And
Right.
Huni came from SKT
Right.
with Faker
Oh my
and,
God,
and all the
that's-
goats.
Yeah. Okay. Who needs
Right.
a goat?
So,
Who needs
like-
goat? So
He's not losing, dude.
Yeah. Right.
no.
Moving on. Another
Hunter
one.
Thieves.
Just this is
versus
where the
TSM.
upsets began for me, at least.
I don't know what happened.
I had 100 Thieves, Funk had 100 Thieves, and Bold Nates had the hope of the TSM, and obviously the whole the
my
hope went
boy!
through. It was definitely the weekend for TSM. We were talking about this before the podcast came on. It just seemed like something clicked, just like Nate said last week, where they're a late They're always
start
late. Team. They're always late. When it was best of threes, they'd always basically throw the first game. It seemed like because they just did so bad. Then the last two, it just seemed like something clicked in their heads. So now once again we're finally in these best of ones again, and TSM now starting to hit their stride. hit those long strives, really start diving into the LCS now, and now they're starting to win. Once again, the underdogs prevail. TSM.
It was a Bjergsen and Hanser show, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, 7-1. I mean, that's
playing through the goats.
Yeah.
Put Hanser on a carry. Put Bjergsen on his Talia. Boom. Let's go.
Right.
Going to town.
Right. I mean, once again, it was just to me.
The only thing they need to work on is that bot lane.
Ooh,
bot lane needs to get their synergy going.
Yeah.
They need to figure out what's going on there. But then again, that's a weird combo. Ornn and Varus. They're playing Ornn support when he's usually top. They had a really good team comp though.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
They did. Watching that one, it just looked like 100 Thieves got outpicked. Like the champ select definitely did not go in the 100 Thieves' favor. After watching it, just seemed like TSM coming out of the champ select, you could tell that game was going to be one-sided.
Especially if Meteos and Ryu can't get going.
Exactly. I mean,
it's over.
They get better champs out of that champ select. The game would have been a bit closer. I don't recall a time where
they didn't have enough front line for Cody's son to do anything.
Right.
Kog'Maw needs a decent front line.
Right.
He needs to sit there and just be that artillery.
And Kog'Maw's an amazing pick, especially in the meta that was finally put into place for this weekend, because they released the patch, they let the players play on it, the whole thing that we talked about last week. So finally the new patch and the new meta came out, and it was like a trial period this weekend almost. And it just seemed like TSM was able to really capitalize on this new meta, and it definitely played towards their strengths for sure.
Keep it going.
Yeah, keep it going. TSM. Moving on, obviously just another one that's not even worth talking about. Golden Knights versus Team Liquid.
One-sided shit show.
Yeah, just
12-1 in kills, 0 towers. Right. Golden Guardians got 0 towers, 0 objectives.
Right.
One-sided from the get-go.
Not even worth it.
And it wasn't even an outpick. They had a good comp. They were just getting outplayed.
Right. Finally, moving on to Clutch Gaming versus CLG. This one was a 50-50 between the four of us. I went C9, sorry. C9 versus Clutch Gaming. Right? I'm correct now? Okay, I messed it up again. C9 versus Clutch Gaming, once again, a 50-50 matchup for us. And it just, once again, Clutch Gaming just could not pull it together this week. Watching the
I think the issue was the Gangplank top.
Yeah.
They should have had another tank.
For sure. Once again,
C9 had 3 tanks, the front line for the Kog'Maw to sit back and just be artillery.
Right.
And they also had that Cassiopeia that was ahead.
Right.
The only synergy Clutch had was the Orianna and Gragas together.
Right, absolutely.
Tarek combined with all of it, too.
It's just, once again,
seemed
like a lot of the time this weekend, it was spent trying to figure out the champ select, and the teams that won because of the champ select.
Like, if you can't pop up on Gangplank and get going and get your split push going, there's no point in playing it.
Right, absolutely. So that was kind of an upset for us. I think even I was kind of skeptical about picking.
Yeah, it's crazy that Clutch is losing all this. They're coming in strong.
Exactly. They started off really well, and now they're down to the middle of the pack.
They had a lot of stuff to analyze. All the coaches, the first 2 weeks, analyzing everything, figuring out the weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So all these new teams that are coming in, they're already getting figured out.
Right.
Yeah, I think all those teams that have been in the game for a while, they have like a lot of infrastructure. They're gonna have like a whole coaching staff.
Right. So
and they're gonna have reviews like whenever they want.
Right. And then moving on, CLG versus FlyQuest. That one for us was a 50-50. I went FlyQuest because if you remember at the beginning of the week, CLG wasn't doing that hot. I think they were lower than FlyQuest at the time. So I went with the FlyQuest pick as well as Funk. We both kind of went towards the FlyQuest pick. We just kind of assumed that was going to be, how it was going to play out, and it didn't. So another one of those where it was just a come back from behind victory. A lot of teams are struggling in that late game right now, and that just has to do with champ select.
CLG has the roster. Like I could see them being top 4.
Right, absolutely.
I just don't. The only thing I still don't understand is why they traded Afromu. Why they got rid of him for Biofrost? Like, who's the main voice in the team now? I'm under an impression it's Darshan and only Darshan. I don't think anyone else is really piping up and talking.
Right. I mean, but to be honest with you, it worked this week. They're back to
Yeah.
3-3. They're kind of finding themselves.
We just got to see what they do against more top tier teams.
Yeah, and that's kind of.
I know they got that one
week.
win.
So,
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about when we start talking about who we want to win for the next week and stuff like that. That'll be a good time. Because there's a lot of good games.
TSM and CLG.
Yeah, I know.
That's
what
a
I was talking
rivalry.
about. Now you see what I was talking about. I knew.
Yeah, it's nice.
So, moving on. You know, kind of sticking with that. That was the last game that went down. Right? Correct? I'm not messing this up. Good. Alrighty. So, kind of sticking with the League of Legends for a bit longer. I wanted to talk to you, Nate. Like, right now with this meta, it just seems like, as we were talking about, like going through the teams that won, it just seems like nobody's really figured out the meta. Like the lower teams were able to figure out the meta better than the teams that were up there.
It could be meta. It could be the influx of a lot of more different play styles. Since there's a lot more teams. There's a lot of factors it could be.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of imports. A lot of European players came over. They play a little different. Some Koreans came over.
Right.
And it's all meshing together, and everyone's just trying to find how their team plays. It's early on, so maybe around like week 5 and 6, we can actually figure out, like, tone it down to what it actually is.
Right, absolutely.
Because I don't know if it just is meta.
So going back to
meta's a lot of it, though.
Going back to like Optic Gaming, because I want to right now, because after watching Optic Gaming and 100 Thieves, because they're kind of both struggling in the same areas right now, after this past week, it seems like Optic Gaming really runs the mid game, right? The middle of the game, the beginning of the game, they're really running that, and they're doing so well.
Yeah. But
it seems like it's coming down to the team fights that they're just struggling to execute and make plays. So don't know if you want to talk about that a bit and just kind of give some insight on it.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, you could be a really good team in laning, in the mid game, and rotations, and getting like the early dragons and everything. But once you're forced to group up 5 against 5, they're forcing it. That's a totally different game. Right. You could be amazing at 5v5 and trash at laning and win most of your games if you force 5v5s the right way around like Baron or dragons.
Right, so what you're saying is basically these teams, after like, especially this week for 100 Thieves, it just seems like, you know, there was definitely you know, a couple Drake fights that 100 Thieves lost that were just like, how? And
yeah, some of them are gambles that they shouldn't be taking too, or risks. Right. Like if it's a 50-50, if both junglers have smite up and both are close enough to the dragon, you need to decide, are you guys going to get off the dragon, or are you going to full all in the other team, get like a good opening, good engage. Like you need to figure out something. Like gambles are not good usually. You don't want a 50-50 a Baron, because that 50-50, if you lose it, that could be the game. You can snowball Baron into a win or a couple towers, and then you're up like 5,000 gold off of that.
Right. So, whoever just tried to talk right there, your mic's a little messed up. It might be Funk.
I didn't try to talk. No, I'm good.
Alright. It just sounded weird. I don't know. Maybe it was just the Skype call. Alright. Is that all we wanted to say? Talk about on the, on League of Legends, Nate? You're good with that? I didn't know if there's anything else you wanted to discuss, because I know there was a lot of, like I said, like we said, coming into LOL this week, there was a lot of things to discuss, so.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. Awesome.
There might be more, but we can talk about it when we're doing predictions.
Right, absolutely. Alright, everybody, moving on. This is where we're going to hear a bit more from Nate Wolfe, because I know he was watching the CWL Pro League this week, and especially Day 3, which, full of upsets. Call of Duty back in action.
Call of Duty!
What a great week for Call of Duty. It was amazing. I am so happy with all the stuff that happened this week. Just a lot of good matches, a lot of good upsets. Like I said, specifically day 3, for the first time in Call of Duty history, every team that played a European and or APAC team lost, and that is something new that I've
Damn.
never heard of. So,
Never heard of that.
never seen it.
It's definitely odd because usually the North American teams are significantly better, but this week it was just different.
Yeah, it was.
Something switched. Like,
Right.
I don't know what it was.
And one of the ones that I want to talk about the most is a team that should not have beaten this team, and that's Echo Fox versus Vitality. I'm laughing thinking.
Yeah,
about it.
Vitality beat Echo Fox, didn't they?
Yeah.
Dude, how bad were our predictions? I need to know.
Well, we messed up our predictions. So
wait,
no,
Vitality beat Era, didn't they?
No, Vitality beat. No, Vitality
No.
lost that. No, Vitality lost to Era. I'm right.
Really?
Yes, Mindfreak beat Era.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a weird week. First things first, I wanted to discuss something really quick before we keep continuing on, because obviously there is a lot. I want to say that most of the time, patches come out for Call of Duty on Tuesday. We make these podcasts on Monday, today, and last week we made it on Sunday. So there were a couple things that we talked about in the podcast that did get fixed when I uploaded, and we had a couple comments about it, and I wanted to discuss that really quick. And first things first, thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. It does mean a lot. I just wanted to say that we aren't posting these on Wednesday because I do have to do a bit of editing. I have to, like, all these little things that you saw where for our predictions and stuff, I had to make every single one of those, and it does take time, so that's why we give ourselves a 2-day leeway. So that's why it's and I'm mostly talking about the St. Mary Dumont because that's what the comment came from, which is the St. Mary Dumont. They moved the spawns up on defense, and I wanted to say that that is probably the best fix that they've done in this Call of Duty. Playing St. Mary Dumont personally and
no longer sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. I love playing.
I enjoy it.
Me and Funk grinded the new rank play, which I can't wait to get into.
If we had people who knew how to play.
Yeah. Like I said, can't wait to get into that, but playing St. Mary Dumont was bearable now. Like, it's really easy for both teams to really take control of the bomb site. It's really easy for one team to, get on one side of the map or the other, and vice versa. It's so perfect now. The map is so good. It definitely goes up there. Like, USS Texas seems to be fixed now. There's not as many.
Yeah.
I definitely noticed a big difference in USS Texas, especially recently. So they are making fixes, which is good. That is extremely good. Thank you, Sledgehammer. And that's probably the last time you'll ever hear me say that.
I would say, where was this John last week?
Yeah, or last night when I was complaining about my. I got 3 epics in a.
I definitely agree. That St. Marie Dumont spawn is gonna make the game 10 times better than what it was.
Right.
Like that spawn alone makes it so where you can have a fair gunfight over there at the bomb.
All right. So that was one thing that I saw in the comments last week. Like I said, thank you. I think it was I can't remember who it was now. But somebody posted that in the comments. And I just want to say thank you again for watching the channel, watching the podcast. Share it with your friends because it's
in the Skype.
sure. It's for sure. It's a good thing. It was for sure a good thing. It was Green. Green is the person who posted it. I have a feeling I know who that is, but I'm not sure.
Typical Green.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was, but I'm not sure yet. But anyways, moving on. Wanted to get back, bring it all back to the CWL Pro League before we discuss ranked play, because there's a lot of issues right now with ranked play that I can't wait to get into. And me and Funk discovered this last night for the worst. It was rough. But
Oh boy.
back into it.
If you don't know how to
Vitality-
play ranked, don't play.
Oh boy. Yep.
Oh my god, bro. So many potatoes.
On God.
People
Um,
like they need to have group rank play.
So, coming back to it, Echo Fox did beat Vitality, by the way. I made the mistake. I was kind of
Yeah. Vitality beat Era 3-2.
That's correct.
That's where
Um,
Vitality's win came from.
I meant to say Echo Fox lost to Red Reserve, which to me is an upset because it's a European team. But after watching Optic get manhandled by Red Reserve on Wednesday
Red Reserve
or
is
Thursday,
their map count. They have had 19 wins to 9 losses, which is the same as Optic Gaming.
yep,
But they're 5-2.
They're 5-2.
And the only their losses came to Optic. They lost 1-3, and I think they lost to Rise as well.
right. So, wow, wow. What a week for the CWL Pro League.
God
Watching that
damn. That's crazy.
Literally watching that Red Reserve match, I was like, Joe, stop. Joe, please stop, Joe. You're embarrassing us, Joe. Like, it was bad. It was honestly bad. It was so, and to be honest with you, I didn't think that the Red Reserve team is really like all that. Like watching a couple of their matches, like rewatching it, because they did beat Optic, so I was confused. I was like, wait, what? I need to see what happened. How? What the heck? Rewatching a lot of their matches, none of them were really close. To be honest with you, like either they completely blew out the team or not. It was one or the other. You know what I mean? So.
That's my bad. I made a mistake. Red Reserve has 2 losses to
They do have 2
TK
losses.
and Rise.
I thought that's what you
No,
said.
it's not Optic.
Never mind. I thought that's what you said, but I guess not.
No, I said Optic instead of TK. They lost both of those map 5. So Red Reserve is a team where they're kind of getting slept on right now.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to think that after this, right? I mean,
yeah. Big week out of Red Reserve.
Yeah. Unbelievable week out of Red Reserve. Unbelievable.
So, John, what do you think is the biggest shocker here after 2 weeks played for Group A?
Oh, God. So, biggest shocker for me right now is these European teams. Where did this come from?
Yeah, I've got no idea.
And on top of that, where did Rise come from? Where did Rise come from?
Well, Rise was an average team at the beginning of the game, and we talked about it last week. We touched on it. They picked up Methods. Methods is a game changer in this game.
Right.
Methods is insane. Rise has got 1 loss right now, and that's Optic. They beat everybody else. So
one thing I wanted to talk about with that, Rise, for those of you who are watching it live, Methods told apparently one of the casters was saying that Methods is the best Ardennis Forest AR ever.
Well, I mean, it's early, so it's really hard to say ever. I mean, Ardennis Forest has only been played.
I'm just telling you what was said. Okay.
Now, he is nasty on that map. He's real nasty. Each time I watch Rise, every time I'm like, well, this game's good, and then all of a sudden, like, they'd be losing by a little bit, and then Method will turn up, and they'll just win.
So they finally get their match against TK on Thursday, and accuracy when he was right there when they were having the conversation was like, really? I think I'm the best. So first map of the series, TK versus Rise, Ardennis Forest Hardpoint.
Yeah,
watching that map was so entertaining. Accuracy went off. He almost dropped a 50. He could have dropped a 50. He could have. He had 44 kills at the end of the game. 44.
It's insane.
That is nuts.
insane.
In a pro league match, that should never happen. Maybe if you're playing ranked play against like some silvers, but never against
crazy.
like never against like a team like Rise. Never.
Right.
S&D, once again, on the side of TJ Haley, which is Rise, right?
He's a god.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
He's a
on
god.
I'm
Yo,
sorry. I'm
look
right
in
on
this.
feed.
Look at that picture in the Skype.
Whoop.
I had to because it was relevant like 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago. There you go.
Old C9 top laner and the mid laner from C9 are beefing, dude.
Oh, are they?
Because he was from Korea and he couldn't speak that much English.
Mm.
It's a funny picture.
Oh, I see that. I got it. That's funny. So the TK versus Rise match, TJ Haley started off 7-1 on S&D. But what's sad about that is once again TK did what they do best and won the map. What?
So you're telling me I didn't really get to peep this because I was busy.
Yeah.
So Rise came back with the reverse sweep.
I'm getting there. I watched this live. It was the most hype thing I've ever seen in my life. I was freaking out in my seat. So yeah, TJ Haley once again going 7-1 in S&D, and then
That
gets
dude's
it
so
just
good.
outplayed by TK. TK went off in that map. That was London Docks. Moving on to the CTF. The first half of the CTF, no captures, just kind of straight up and down. Nobody can really get on anything. And then the second half, same way, went to Rise kind of controlled the map and got the first cap, but then TK counter capped right after. They were literally like within a minute of each other. Wasn't, like nothing crazy. And then Rise ends up getting the first cap in the overtime with 4 minutes and 30 seconds, which leaves TK is given 4 minutes and 30 seconds to make a cap and win the game. Rise Nation decides we're not gonna defend. We're gonna go
All in.
and they capped the flag earlier than they capped it in the first overtime half. So they win that map. That was it. That was one of those ones where it's just like hard to watch if you're a TK fan for sure. And then Rise Nation wins the hard point. Once again, Methods. Talking about him earlier. He goes off in that map. Just unstoppable. You couldn't compete with him. TK just could not hold spawns. Rise would be late on rotations by like 10 to 15 seconds, and they take spawns back. Like, the TK setups just were not there. And, the casters were saying, like, Rise, when they get into a hard point and they do these listen-ins, all you hear is set it up.
Set it up.
That's literally, that's their word.
Set up.
In hockey,
Set
that's
up.
all you hear, set it up. That's all they do. And then next thing you know, they hold the time. It's unbelievable to watch. If you are a new player trying to learn how to play the game, do not watch Rise, because what they do is unorthodox and impossible to pull off unless you're that high of a skill player.
Should never happen that way.
Absolutely not. It's like watching Optic and IW. You know how many
But
times Optic like rotate 20 seconds late?
Do you only think that works against teams that aren't Optic because Optic has the same like slaying power as them?
Right.
Like I wouldn't say TK is as good slaying as team as Optic is, but TK plays the objective better than most teams, so that's why they win their
TK's not even
maps.
close to slaying with Optic.
Yeah,
The thing
but
is,
like
is TK is one of those teams where they could be outslayed, but the kills that they make are so crucial to the game. That's where it comes in.
I feel that. So I'm going back to that question I asked you. Biggest surprise. My biggest surprise right now is Echo Fox at 2-5. I feel like their team.
So they're the next one. They're the next one I was getting ready to cover. So keep up, Nate, if you're in the Google Doc. Keep up.
Yeah.
So Mind Freak starts off the hard point leading by 90 points.
God
90
damn.
points. Mind you, Mind Freak is a European team that has never actually been good ever. They're playing an NA, one of the you know,
Do they have a new
better
roster?
parts of
One
NA.
of the better, NA teams.
I don't really. They don't have a new roster, right? Their roster's like maybe like changed like 1 or 2 players, right? It's Saints, Facento, Assault, Aqua. Facento, Assault were on the team last year. Saints just came back to Call of Duty. And
Yeah,
Aqua was
'cause,
on
Rise, wasn't he?
no, yeah, Rise. You're right. He was on Rise. So, and then but what's funny is they have a good coach too. You know who their coach is, right, Nate?
Nah, who?
Goonjar.
Oh
No
You know,
shit.
like TK Goonjar.
Yeah.
So
Oh, he's
it's
the
just
coach.
Goonjar. He
Yeah.
like played with Big Timer, and like he's like an old guy. Like he knows boots on the ground like the back of his hand. And to watch them lose a game against Mind Freak, one of the lesser NA or European teams, once again, the upset week is upon us. The upset week, again, able to take the win. Mind Freak, you know, they just continue the success after the 90-point lead against Mind Freak or against Echo Fox on the hard point. Then move into the S&D. It was like watching Mind Freak play bots, like recruit bots. It was like they weren't shooting back. Although Echo Fox did start off extremely well, once mid game hit, I think they were up maybe 3-0, and Mind Freak took over. It just they basically won out the rest of the game. I don't think Echo Fox took a round off of them after they were winning 3-0. So the question I got for you, Wolfie, what, as a player who like is in situations like that with me all the time, what goes through your head when you're down 3?
You're just hoping play it round by round. Hopefully, pick up a few kills and like a confidence kills almost.
Right.
Try to win round by round, and then slowly make your way back in the game. So like 3-1, you're thinking to yourself, this is a lot more manageable than it is 4-0, right?
Right.
You're thinking, wow, it's 3-1. So then all of a sudden you win another round on top of that. It's 3-2. You're like,
Damn.
and then you started getting all the momentum. Streaks might play in because you're going on kill streaks now. You're planting bombs. You're just playing better Call of Duty all of a sudden. And then you if you can tie it up at 3-3, you got all the momentum. You got everything. You should be able to ride that wave. Even if you guys go back and forth, like they win the next round, so you're down 3-4, but then you win again 4-4. You should still have all the momentum on your side.
Right, and what especially in a game like this where streaks are extremely crucial, because if you're running airborne, you're seen. If you're
And
not
man-
running airborne, you can't get up the map and get into a control position.
Right.
So if you
Right.
lose 3 rounds in a row, not only do you have the momentum, you have streaks, which continues the momentum. Because even if you do lose a round, now you have all those streaks that you accumulated. Hopefully, right? And it almost makes the S&D almost impossible to win.
So here's a question I got to ask you. So now you say you're down 3-0, right?
Right?
But hopefully your teammates do a well enough job to know who you got to kill to keep off the streaks. You know what I mean? You don't want a guy to be like 6-0 and have streaks playing bombs and stuff. So you know what I mean? So hopefully you guys are smart enough to know like we got to kill him. So hopefully each time they win those rounds, they don't come away with streaks. That's your best bet to get back in. Because if you give another team streaks and you're down 3-0, they already take a round, so they're basically up 4-0 on you. If they don't win that round when they use the streaks, it's a wasted round. Because if they don't have, like John said, if they don't have airborne, they can't push up the map. But if they do, you can call out everybody on the map with a certain streak.
Right. And this game is definitely unique when like I said, it's definitely unique when it comes down to streaks. Because you do have these, these divisions and things like that, apply to the game in certain ways. Mountain isn't the worst thing to be running, obviously, on S&D, because you can't be heard footsteps. But at the same time, you want to be running airborne because you can get up the map. You can get to these power positions. You can get to the bomb site. You can get to all these places. So, especially with the new St. Mary Dumont thing, where the defensive team spawns closer to B-bomb, So run airborne and hunker, so you can get to the map, get to the tower, the statue, so you control that. You control courtyard, right? But if you go down 3-0, you can't run airborne. You can't take control of that bomb site anymore because they have streaks. So then, once again, you're back to basically playing it the same way it was when they didn't have the spawns. Long story short, if you're close to streaks, there was so many times where Funk made a great play last night playing ranked play, and once again, very few times will I ever say this. Funk making great plays, and he said he literally, when we were giving call-outs, he was like...
I hate you so much.
Love you, Funk. But no,
Me
there
too.
was literally there was times where like Funk would make the smartest plays, and he'd be like, "I'm close to streaks. I'm gonna back all the way up. I'm gonna play slow. I'm gonna kind of play like really slow, make certain plays." I'm like, "Okay, good call, Funk.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're a pro Call of Duty player right there. That a boy." Like, and there was time like he had full streaks the one game. It was unbelievable 'cause he was able to stay alive. Even if you know you're gonna lose the round, but you're still close to streaks. Hide.
100%.
Streaks are a game changer, man.
Right.
Streaks are a game
Oh my
changer.
god, yes. Especially when you're getting strafe run every 15 seconds because you have such bad
strafing run is
teammates.
amazing in this game. If you don't know what streaks to run in ranked play, at the very least, run a strafing run. There's so many times that's able to just save you.
Yeah, it is.
So back onto the discussion of Echo Fox versus Mind Freak. We're onto the CTF now. Mind Freak working on the sweep here. First pull, Mind Freak, but Echo Fox able to slay up. The CTF was super slow. Most of the CTFs were this past week. But the first cap comes in from Buzzo, who's on Mind Freak. Excuse me, Echo Fox had first cap. Buzzo gets the counter cap to go into overtime with like I want to say like 30 seconds left or 40 seconds left, somewhere around there, like within the last minute of the.
That's a momentum changer, man. Imagine
sure.
slaying up the entire game. You have that 1-0 cap lead. You get 30 seconds. It's looking good. You're like, all right, let's pick up 2 more kills. We win the game basically because they do not have enough time to slay your entire team if you play it smarter and get a flag cap within 30 seconds off a respawn.
Exactly.
So Mind Freak had to go clutch in order to get a tying flag cap, which is just insane. But once, like, if you think about it, like, you gave up that flag cap within the last minute of the game. Now you have to go to OT. Not only do they have all the momentum, you're thinking, well, what happens if that same thing happens again? Like, what happens if they cap it and do the same thing they just did to us?
Right.
You're thinking all these bad scenarios, and you're like, wow, like, what do I do? Instead of, all right, we got this, let's go, like, we made a dumb play.
Right. So that happens. They go into the OT. OT, no cap in the first half of OT. You know, kind of unheard of, but kind of I mean, we saw with the Rise match. It was one of those ones where it was close, and then they move into the second half. 2 minutes in, Mind Freak able to complete the sweep. It was an easy 3-0 for them. It just seemed like they really owned the game. So that's one of those ones.
Do you think they own the game?
I think they owned it.
Yeah, like they bought a copy of it, you know?
Yeah.
Each of them had to.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure. 'Cause I don't know if they, like, all of them did, but.
But bump all of you. So next match that I wanted to discuss was the Era versus Vitality. Nate touched on it originally when he was talking about it. That one went to a game 5 or map 5, excuse me. Close map, but once again another NA team taken down by these EU players. Era loses to Vitality in another reverse sweep, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, excuse me. Vitality won the first map, and then 2 maps went to Era, and then Vitality won.
The fact that Vitality has a win right now is insane. They have a 4-20 map count.
Yeah.
That means
That's
they win
kind of embarrassing.
17% of the maps they play. And
It's against
if you're
Era, who I
Era,
didn't think was that
yeah,
bad.
Era's got 8 map wins, which isn't terrible. Like,
Yeah.
they're 1-6, and they've played not some teams close. I mean, they beat Mind Freak 3-0, which is kind of impressive the way Mind Freak looked this week.
Right.
And then they lost to Optic and Red Reserve 3-1. And then other than that, they lost to Vitality 2-3. But Era, you think they would be better because they have that veteran name than Ricky. He knows how to get. He got his team into the Pro League after they were a open bracket team. He got them to the Pro League, which is impressive enough. But you're just not having a good showing. Like, you got to go over, talk things over, start scrimming more, understand the game of the team, figure out where your mistakes are.
Right. And then final match that I wanted to talk about, and we kind of touched on it a bit when we were talking about it. Optic Gaming versus Red Reserve. That one was just it was bad.
Red Reserve
Awful.
looked real good.
It was a beatdown.
Red Reserve looked real good in that game.
Red Reserve did look really good.
So for those of you who don't remember, Optic Gaming could not beat Aches ever until they finally got it, and it was like in one of the major tournaments, right? So is Red Reserve the new Aches? Like equivalency?
I think it's too early to say.
But
It is like Red Reserve. They're sitting at 5-2 right now in the league, which is pretty good
But it's
for Red Reserve. They're an EU team. They're above Echo Fox and Era, which are both NA teams, which we never expected.
right.
But for Red Reserve, the way I watched that game, and that was complete domination.
Right.
Like, at no point that I was like, wow, like, I'm shocked this is happening. I was like, wow, Red Reserve came ready to play, and they're just smacking Optic.
Right.
Which they're 5-2, but they lost to Rise in 5. They lost to TK in 5. Which those are the 3 and the 2 best teams. So they're sitting at 4. Those 4 teams I just mentioned right there are probably top 6 teams in the game right now.
Breaking news.
Oh boy. This better
My
be good.
brother is going to North Carolina. He's moving there.
Are you moving too then? Is it going to be the Ohio boys -1?
No, I think I'll stay.
Oh,
Gang!
boy, I love to see it.
Gang!
Is it because of
Gang!
your newfound
Gang!
girlfriend?
Yes!
It's because of the boys.
Aw, love to see it. Love to see it.
For the boys.
For the boys.
Sunday. I need to
Send
get
it.
right now.
I miss
sounded
that, dude.
I'm still gonna
In the
send
summer?
it.
We need to bring it back
Okay.
when summer comes. Only
sure.
summer.
I tried to. I
I'll send
kept
for
telling
sure.
Cam to send it.
I'll send for sure.
We used to send everything. We used to
Yeah.
ice each other too.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
one will do it anymore.
Nah, you're right.
Bro,
They're
Cam
soft.
sent a quarter of Crown.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Like,
He'll
no.
do that even without asking him, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We
no.
didn't ask him to.
Yeah.
He just sent it.
All right, let's bring it back a bit though.
Alright, yeah,
Um,
okay.
Let's go. Let's talk Division B. Starts up this week. Tomorrow.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say the
Starts
same
Tuesday.
thing.
Tuesday,
Right.
4 o'clock. We have Envy versus FaZe.
Yep.
Ooh.
We got a lot of good stuff coming in.
Ooh.
So here, I'll
Th-
give you
this-
the teams. I'll give you the teams in Division B.
Okay.
You have
he's gonna give
LG. You've got E United. You have FaZe. You have Envy. You have Evil Geniuses, Splice, Unilad, and Epsilon.
I really feel like Division B is a lot better than Division A.
You really think so? I do not. I do, but I don't at the same time because I feel in this you're gonna have 4 good teams again.
Put top 4 versus top 4. I think Division B is gonna win.
I'm taking
Absolutely not.
I'm taking Rise and Optic over everybody in the game
Yeah.
right now.
You have Rise, TK,
And Optic.
Optic?
TK's won the 2 events.
and Red Reserve. Who's
Yeah,
gonna compete
I'm-
with those 4?
I'm taking
Luminosity.
Pool A, man.
MB United.
United's good,
awful.
but Splice is the best team in Division B.
The only good part about United now is Clayster.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Splice is-
Glaciers the GOAT.
Splice is the best team. And
Splice is-
Mad
Splice is not
Cat,
losing.
Jerd, Bance, and Tommy, they are insane, dude.
Splice
They are.
is the only EU team that I would consider to basically run the game like they did last year. I mean,
Yeah.
they won the CWL Pro League 1, correct? The first
I
CWL
think.
Pro League.
I
Am I right?
thought it
right.
was more towards the end.
No, they did win a major, but
Okay.
they won a major and the CWL Pro League.
Have they
Okay, then-
they placed second both times, Splice, in
Yes.
these two events?
Yeah, that's
So
my
they've
point.
got second. So yeah, so Splice, I think Splice is gonna. They're gross, but I think Division A is definitely better than Division B.
They're gross.
I mean, but then again, you look at FaZe and it's like, why are you guys so bad? Like,
I do not like. I think Attach he's good, he's young, but I feel like he's kind of like he's not on the level that roaming submachine gun player needs to be.
right, but
He's below.
they have Priesta, Zuma, the snipe god,
True.
replays. Like, you look at that roster,
Yeah.
you're like, why are they not running the game?
Well, Replay's retired last year, so he took a year off. He retired after a few events,
Yeah,
but he is a world champion.
You're telling me that he didn't play
He knows
Wages
what it
with
takes.
the boys? Guaranteed they did.
He's a world champion.
But I mean, then again, I mean, I guess I could see what Funk's saying because once again, you have Luminosity, you have Kappa, J-Cap,
Bro, look at the rosters and
Okay.
tell me Division B is not stacked.
Kappa 2
Division B is
rings.
good, but I think Division A is just as good, if not better. Optic hasn't performed to their potential at all on a LAN.
Optic, I don't even want to talk about Optic because to be honest with you,
I don't think-
like,
Don't even want to talk about him, dude.
well, it's just I don't know. You watch.
They
you watch
finally,
these
they
games
I
and
think
you
they found the
question-
meta now, though.
But then they play Red Reserve, and it looks like Red Reserve was like shooting
you
them,
can't-
and Optic forgot that they had bullets in their guns.
You can't win them all, man. I know
I get it,
But,
but,
like,
they haven't
What's
won
the Optics
one
record?
time against Red
they're
Reserve.
6-1.
They're
Optic's
they're
6-1.
below Rise Nation.
No, they're not. They're above them. They beat Rise. They have the head-to-head.
I thought the head-to-head was maps. No, you're right. I'm looking at it now. You're right.
They beat them in the head-to-head. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, they placed first, but Rise Nation had a better map count.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Rise Nation's more dominant.
The only reason
I
why
mean-
the only reason why Optic beat them is because I think that was the first day of the Pro League, right?
Might have been, but I feel
Although,
like
to be fair, Optics never get on the first day ever. So I don't know.
Even though they've had the same roster for like
definitely
years.
how many
interesting.
seasons in a row now.
It's
3.5
definitely going to
now.
be interesting. I'm excited for Group B. I think LG could turn some heads. They've got a really good team.
Yeah.
FaZe, E United, and Splice. I hope an Envy and EG can do
I'm
something.
actually kind of pulling. Actually, I lied. I don't like MV.
No, you're an EG fan. We kept sleeping on EG.
EG,
you would like to say.
Yeah, too.
Their squad is definitely stacked. Like their players, they should be winning games.
You know
They've
what
got
Naples
Aches,
missing out
Apathy, and
on?
Able, and Nameless. Yeah, they've got a pretty good veteran squad there.
Doesn't he have 2 rings in Able, or does he have 1?
And Able,
His
he's got 1.
1 with
I
FaZe, right?
No,
What?
he won it.
it was
he won it with
it wasn't
Blaze.
FaZe.
No, he won it with Cap, Attach, and Replays, or was it Classic? On
It might have
I
been
can't think-
Classic.
I can't think of the team name right now.
Envy? Like
No, it was
Caps
the
only
Wolfpack
played on
team.
Envy. Oh,
No, it was the Wolfpack. Denial.
Denial. Yeah,
Denial.
I
That's
forgot
what it
about
was.
that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot they were an
Yeah,
organization.
it was Cap. Because Cap's got 2 rings. It's Cap. It was Cap, Attach, either Zuma, and then I want to say an Able.
Yeah. But I mean, even when Enable was on FaZe, they ran that game. They took a couple majors off of Optic.
He even looked good on Optic. Like
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. I forgot about that. He played what game was that? Was that
that was
BO3?
yeah, it was BO3, I think.
BO3 or
No, that was AW, wasn't it?
when did
When
Karma
Optic
join
and
the team?
Optic and FaZe. It was AW. Optic and
okay.
FaZe had that rivalry.
All right, yeah, because Karma was the reason why Enable played because he couldn't get his
J
what-
passport.
yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, but you know the thing is like Group B they have like Unity and Epsilon that aren't good to say the least. I mean, obviously they're good enough to be in the pro league, but in the standpoint of the pros that are on these teams, they shouldn't compete. They realistically the only way that one of them is getting a win is against each other. So one of them is going to come out the winner on that.
Yep.
Envy, not a bad team. I just think that Hook is probably going to be the one that's going to be the star on that team.
And he just
And
came
that's
over from
almost it.
Halo, man. Like,
I know, and he went off.
yeah,
He looked like he didn't miss a beat.
he's been good.
And then what? FaZe? Who's your guy to look at on FaZe? I mean,
I want to
Priesta?
say, I want Priesta. If Priesta can have a good, if Priesta can have a good few matches, FaZe could be top 4 in that.
Right.
I feel like Halo
United.
players are better COD players than
Yeah.
COD players themselves.
Right. I agree.
Like
You know
Formal
who
came over
came
from
from Halo?
Halo.
I came from Halo.
All right,
Let's
John.
be honest. I'm a god. Give
All
me
right,
1200 elo, dude.
Wait, what were you placed when you first started?
Silver.
Okay. All right.
Silver.
Oh.
We're not there yet. We'll get there. Let me. You know what? Now that it's on the conversation, are we done with the pro league for a second?
Go ahead, John. Make your
heated.
excuses.
He's
Make your
heated.
excuses for getting silver, John. You're
I'm
so
so-
good.
Whoa, no, I got silver too, and I went 7-3.
Yeah. So
I went
okay.
7-3.
Okay, this is what I'm getting at. So we're good on the pro league before we move on.
Yeah.
Is that everything everybody wanted to say on the pro league?
Okay.
Alrighty. So first things first. Last season on ranked play, I went 4-6 on my placement matches and placed I think it was 1800 elo into gold.
1800. What?
Yeah.
You went 4-6.
Yep, that's my point. I'm getting there. This season, I go 5-5 on my placement matches and place 1223 elo silver. I'm watching Parasite's stream. Parasite goes 9-1 and gets 756 elo bronze. 9-1. What?
Yeah, the game system's flawed right now. Bad.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What's he watching?
What happened?
What happened there? Okay.
All right. Sick. Yeah, bro.
Nice, dude. Good talk.
This one,
Nate.
no, that one's funny.
Oh my god.
That
Stop!
one's funny.
I can't have it on my computer.
That one's funny.
Would you stop? Join the conversation, you loser.
Oh my God. What are you
Oh, yeah.
doing, bro?
I'm in the combo.
Alright. Anyways, ranked play just seems to be somewhat broken.
The combo's your
and-
silver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went 7-3 and
Ooh,
got
those
silver,
are
so
nice,
it's not all
bro.
of him.
Oh, Nate, those are nice.
I know.
Funk last night. What'd you go, Funk? 4-6.
Did we win our last game?
We did not.
What did Funk get placed?
I went 3-7,
It's high bronze. So it
Holy
was
shit.
983.
and we had potatoes for teammates. We had a kid that went 0-7 in search.
Yeah. We back.
He was like-
too.
He had
What?
8,
In
and then there was
search?
one kid that had 8 kills in the hard point.
Yeah.
And
He
it's
had
just
8
what do
kills.
you?
I'm
It's come on,
Is this the Funk from IW?
right? Come
is
on.
going
All right, all right, all right.
Oh, that
Listen,
funk
this
from
is
IW.
This
let me
is
tell you.
listen. This is World War II we were talking about.
No, but no.
Alright.
In all due respect, though, Funk did go off last night. Funk was
I
the.
did, bro. I was trying so hard.
There was 2 games that I could not do a thing on.
Who stepped?
And Funk stepped up for sure. Granted, I still was 1 kill behind him at the end of it, but
Still outslayed the Slayer,
still outslayed the Slayer.
and I play
and
objective,
he's
so
an objective player, which makes sense.
I get
Um,
every hardpoint game. I get at least 2 minutes in hell. At least.
so I heard the coolest thing today while playing with the boys on a game called Fortnite. Fortnite decided to do this awesome
Oh.
thing where they made a game mode strictly for weapon balancing.
Strictly for the boys.
So literally they made a separate game mode where they're trying out their weapon balancing before they release the patch.
Yeah.
I understood that correctly?
Yeah.
Why doesn't every game out there
Mm,
do that?
no. No.
No.
Why?
It makes no sense. I don't get
That makes
it.
too much sense to do that.
Too much sense, dude.
Like that is
Honestly,
the smartest
that makes
thing
too
I've
much
ever
sense.
seen a game developer do in my life.
I've never seen a game do that before, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I'm gonna go out here and say Fortnite is on another level, man.
For sure.
100%.
Compared to all these other games. Fortnite
No
is-
question.
Everybody
sure.
tries to compare the game to PUBG. It's not the
No.
same game. PUBG is a lot different than Fortnite. Fortnite
PUBG
is
is
its own
20
game.
times bigger.
Just because it's a battle royale game doesn't mean it has to be H1 or PUBG. Fortnite is a different game, and it's insane. That game is so
That
much
game's
fun to play.
Right.
It
so
is.
so
The only
I was-
different thing is the building, bro. It's the same
yeah.
thing. I don't know
No,
what you
but
mean.
like,
No,
PUBG
shut up,
is
Nate.
so much slower paced.
It is.
Yeah, but it's the
map's-
same type
that
of game,
map's
though.
30 times. Okay.
I don't.
But, okay,
dude,
so then
you
then
can't play.
go-
You can't go on playing the way you play Fortnite the way you play. PUBG.
Yeah, I know,
You just
but
can't.
I'm not saying you can do that. I'm just saying it, like the same. It's just the same type of game, but
It's the same
it's not
battle
played-
royale play style.
it's not played the same, of course, because there's different things on each
Right.
battle royale.
And you can drive in PUBG. You can't in
I
Fortnite.
wish.
That'd be sick.
You could
But-
build a car.
No.
You could
No.
build a car, dude.
Oh, 500. Like you need like 500 of the one
Metal.
of like metal. Yeah, and you could build a car. Oh my god.
Or you can have wood and build like a Flintstone mobile. But anyways, I was talking with Funk earlier about this game mode, and I was like, you know, one, why doesn't Call of Duty do this? And two, why don't they change it up? Why don't they? You know how like NHL, for the two boys who have played NHL, you know how they have like the assists on where it like shows you how to pass, like all that kind of stuff. Why don't they do that for
Yeah.
ranked play with like the same type of
What do
play
you mean?
style?
What would they?
Oh.
What would they say? What you
Like,
I
mean?
think you should have a tutorial of how to play the fucking game.
Like there's so
Or
many people
just
that I'm
don't
watching.
let them join ranked play if they're not like
Good.
at least first prestige and
Yeah.
pub.
Or like
Well,
they
I
haven't.
can't play ranked. Then.
Paladins did a thing where you have to play the game mode like a certain amount of times, just like League of Legends does, where you have to play the game and like kind of understand it because you're playing it for a certain amount of time. You have to reach a certain level. So maybe because like Call of Duty is different than both of those games, like Paladins and
I think
League,
you
they
should
should
have to
play
play.
hard
You
point
should have to
competitive
play.
a couple times.
Yeah, a certain amount of times, and then CTF a certain amount of times, and then Search and Destroy a certain amount of times, and then
Right.
you can play ranked.
Right. That would make just too much sense, and I feel like that would make the
It
community
would.
so much stronger.
It would make the community so much better. It wouldn't be so toxic.
Yeah, that too. I don't know. And then they blame it on
You were
Twitter.
playing a ranked game. You sent a message to someone on our team, and he goes, "It's just a game, bro, right?"
Right. Like what? I'm like,
Like,
dog,
you're playing
rotate.
ranked. We're trying to win.
Yeah, I'm like, how are you going 0-8 right now? You need to get some kills. He's like, it's just a game. I get it. It's just a game, but don't think like that when you're playing ranked play. When you're playing ranked play, it's not just a game at that point. Everybody in here is trying to up their elo and they're trying to be the best in the game, and you're the one preventing us from doing that.
Like pubs, I wouldn't like. It's just a
It's
game. Yeah,
whatever,
you're
yeah.
right, but
Half the time I run around with a shotgun to troll anyways. Or the
Same.
Volkswagen.
people don't know what Volkswagen are.
It's
The
the
Volkswagen
it's
is.
the Volkswagen or whatever, the Volkswagen or however you say it.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
Yeah, we just call it Volkswagen.
Really? That gun's dumb. I'm so happy it's not in comp, but reaching the
I'm
hour and
retarded.
20-minute mark. We ready to start doing predictions? Everybody got out everything that they wanted to. I got my
Alright.
rant out.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nate Schmitty,
Yo, what's up?
you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Bunker Doodles,
I'm really good.
Crisscross.
applesauce.
There it is.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
future John, get ready to start editing. We're gonna move on to the League of Legends off the rip. So let's kind of switch this out because I have the Call of Duty one on. Go into. There we go. League of Legends is up. How about that?
Ripper Dipper.
Ripper Dipper.
Winky Winky.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
You're just throwing it out there.
Okay. So starting off League of Legends, this is the week of, this is gonna be a fun week for League of Legends for sure. So first match at 5:00 p.m. on Saturday, February 10th, 2018. Day 1 of week 4 is TSM versus Clutch Gaming.
TSM. I'm feeling it.
TSM.
TSM. Yeah.
TSM.
Okay.
I think they're
so
gonna get their
board.
rhythm going.
across the board.
TSM across the board.
I just feel like that's the idea right now. They kind of caught their stride and they're ready to go.
Yeah.
This is where it gets fun. C9 versus Team Liquid, and I know
Double
Nate's
God.
like
Double-
dying on the inside right now because he hates both teams. So
Yeah.
he's got to pick one.
Double God. Gotta go with Double God, bro.
I think he hates C9 more, so I think he's gonna go C9. I'm gonna go Double God as well. TL.
Yeah, I'll go TL.
Ooh.
I'll believe in TL.
I'm
Okay.
going C9 here. C9.
Oh, he's being indifferent.
Ooh.
They're both
Okay.
5-1, aren't
Yeah,
they?
it's a battle
Yeah.
of 5-1.
Yeah,
It's a battle of
that's
the
That's gonna be a
Titans.
Yeah,
good.
it's
Ooh,
the
I might
big
want to watch
battle.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this whole week's gonna be lit. I want to watch all of them.
Optic
Except,
Gaming
like, the
versus
Watch
Watch
party.
CLG.
Watch party.
Watch party down.
Like, I want to watch a TSM in Cloud9 1 and 100 Thieves and Echo Fox for sure.
Watch party?
CLG, John.
CLG versus
that
Optic Gaming. I'm gonna go.
CLG.
I'm going Optic.
What?
I'm gonna be different.
Okay.
I just think that they might catch a stride here. 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. I'm gonna go 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
Okay, all across the board, 100 T. And then final match of day uno on Saturday. Day 1 on Saturday, whatever. You know what I mean. Echo Fox versus
Golden
Golden
Guardians.
Echo Fox. I got it.
Funk, tell me you're not serious. If you go Golden Guardians, I'll go Golden Guardians.
I'm going Golden Guardians, bro.
Whatever.
I'm going.
Whatever.
I believe.
Golden Guardians. 2 of us.
Echo
Golden
Fox.
Guardians. Yeah, I knew
Bro.
that was.
That's the wrong team to believe in.
Yeah, that's the wrong.
Watch.
That's the worst team to
Watch.
believe in.
0-6.
Wait, they have hella white people on their team. Never mind.
What?
Echo Fox. Echo Fox. I switched
Okay.
it. Echo Fox, bro.
You would switch. I'm saying Golden Guardians. Screw
You're
all
nuts,
you.
bro. They have like 2 Asians on their team. Like,
Oh my god. Anyways, without Funk saying anything else super stupid.
Why does Post Malone look like Balby from Jimmy Neutron?
What does
no,
this have to do?
stop.
Doesn't
Stop.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my god.
Moving on. FlyQuest versus C9 on day 2.
Oh my
C9.
god, C9.
C9.
Everybody's got C9.
C9.
Alrighty. Golden Guardians versus 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
100 Thieves.
100 T.
100 T.
100 T. Everybody's 100 T. Now, once again, another match.
TSM!
TSM versus CLG.
TSM.
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 I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
Don't you
CLG.
dare. Don't you dare.
Yeah, don't say it.
Ah!
Well, somebody's got to be different. It's not fun if it's not
Nate, what
different.
was that voice?
Why?
Funny as hell.
TL versus Echo Fox. Once again, battle the uppers. TL's got a hard
Shit.
hard weekend upon
Double
them.
God, bro. Double
This
God.
one has. I have to ponder for a second.
Oh boy.
Double God, 100%.
I have
Echo
to
Fox.
ponder.
Echo Fox out of me.
You
Team
know.
TL. TL.
Yeah. TL slightly.
All right. Optic Gaming versus Clutch Gaming. Final
Clutch.
final
Clutch.
match.
Optic.
Clutch.
Optic.
Optic.
Clutch got
No,
it.
you know what? Every time I go in with Funk, I'm wrong. I'm going clutch.
got it.
Optic.
Clutch got it.
What? Okay, so Wolf went optic, Funk went
It's
optic.
2-2.
Okay, so 2-2. Cool. Cool beans. Moving on. The Pro League season 2. Hold on, let me put it in the group chat for you guys so you guys can look it up.
Alright.
Give me 2 seconds. I did look it up, but it's
Okay.
late on that one. Week 3, day 1 on Tuesday, February 6th, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We get the Battle of the E Clasico of Group B, Team Envy versus FaZe Clan. Who's got it?
FaZe.
Envy.
Are we
Envy.
going map count too?
No,
Alright.
FaZe.
Envy.
Envy.
I'll go FaZe.
2-2. Luminosity versus Unilad. That's an easy one. Luminosity.
LG.
Luminosity.
That was
Yeah.
That's poor Unilad's just gonna get destroyed. EG versus Epsilon. That's a hard one for me,
EG.
but I'm still gonna go EG.
Who
Epsilon.
does Epsilon have? Who does Epsilon have?
I'll go
This
Epsilon.
next match is gonna be worth watching across
Epsilon
the world,
is
man.
DQVEE. I don't know how to say that. Hockey or hockey. I don't even know. These guys are all over the place. Nathan, the only normal gamer tag in this whole thing, and Vortex. Like, really? Come on now, guys.
EG.
All right. United
next
versus
one.
Splice. This is.
next one.
Oh,
where it gets
Splice.
interesting.
Splice. I'm
Splice.
sorry.
I gotta ponder.
Me too, man.
Baby.
This is gonna be like a 3-2. This is gonna be like a 3-2.
Yeah,
Whoever wins.
Yeah, whoever wins this is gonna go. It's going map 5.
3-2
100%.
overtime.
100%. I think these will be the top 2 teams in the league.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go E United. No.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go E United.
What you mean?
I'm so
I'm
scared.
going
It's
United.
Splice,
hard.
baby.
Mad Cat, Tommy, Jared. Oh, Splice.
I'll go United with Funk, I guess. We're gonna lose it
Dude.
because I went with
Splice,
Funk.
baby.
Hell yeah.
Luminosity versus EG is the final match of day 1.
LG.
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 Oh.
Oh,
thought
LG
you
or
were-
EG?
I thought you were an EG guy. Funk.
nah.
Nah.
Wait, what do
I
you mean,
almost picked
nah?
Epsilon.
Last
You told
week,
everybody in the
last
podcast
week, yeah.
last week we were sleeping
Wait.
on.
Yeah, last week you were
Oh,
like
no way.
on your knees for him. Like, what you mean?
Funk. What you doing?
A lot.
Sketch. Yeah.
Sketch.
Day 2, Wednesday, February 7th, 4 o'clock p.m. starts off the Splice versus Unilad for game 1. It's an easy one.
Splice.
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 We're waiting on you, Schmitt. This is an easy one. All you had to do was say
For what?
Splice.
Oh, Splice, yeah.
Jeez.
My bad.
Golly.
Tainting his mind.
Yeah. I mean, that was an easy one, right? Like, there's no way
Yeah.
Unilad beats Splice. Not a chance.
Watch them 3-0 them.
I would cry.
Bro.
I will cry harder than I did when Optic won
What?
champs. If Unilad beats
You
Splice.
cried.
I definitely teared up. It brought a tear to my eye for sure.
Which match are we on?
We're on Wednesday,
Day 2.
match 1.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
moving on. Thanks for keeping up, Nate. Luminosity versus.
No, I thought we were on Splice and FaZe Clan. I was like, what?
No. We'll get there. Luminosity versus Epsilon. That's an easy one. Luminosity.
LG.
Luminosity.
Yeah, LG.
Now interesting. This is gonna be another
Splice.
ponder. FaZe Clan versus Splice.
This is 100% Splice.
What?
Splice?
I'm gonna say Splice. I think FaZe will go 5-2 overall, and when it's all said and done.
I'm gonna go. I'll go
Splice, baby. Splice, baby.
Yeah, all around the board Splice. That's a hard one. EG versus Envy. Funk's going EG because he said that we were sleeping on him. So we're good.
I'm
going
going-
Envy.
I'm going
Envy.
EG.
Oh,
Envy.
Nate's going EG. How about you, Funk? What are you
Oh, that's
going?
what's up, EG.
Now he's on EG's bandwagon.
I think
He's like,
Apathy's gonna
EG.
make a lot of plays here.
I
Forgot I said that.
I
I'm
forgot
not even gonna
EG
lie. I
was
forgot I said
sleeping.
that last
I
week.
forgot we were all
I
sleeping on
honestly
EG.
that was I forgot that was my sleeper pick. I'm so lost. I was like, what? Then I was like, oh wait, I did say that.
I think
Oh, man.
Apathy's gonna make more plays than we think.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. That's right. Apathy's on the team. What do you mean? Of course, that's my
Apathy.
sleeper team. Oh yeah.
Funk's in there in his head. He's like, wait, who's Apathy? Like,
Apathy-
he's like,
Did he play on
No,
the
that's
once?
me.
wait, who's
Did
Apathy?
he?
What was his last team of Funk? I'm curious.
Next
All
match.
All right, moving on. United versus FaZe Clan, dude. I'm weak. United.
United, bro.
United,
Nick's
yep.
just gonna
United.
shit on his former team.
FaZe will
United.
have
Yeah,
two
I
losses.
forgot.
United's place.
This is a battle.
United.
Clay versus Clayster versus FaZe. Team
Yeah.
that dropped him. That's rough. Thursday, moving on, day 3. Only 4 matches on that day. Thank God. Splice versus Epsilon. Splice. Although
Epsilon.
It
Epsilon.
it's the battle of the EU teams.
Epsilon.
How about you,
What?
Funkers?
Splice
I
for like
believe.
3-0.
I believe.
Epsilon.
I believe.
Envy
I'm going
versus Envy versus Unilad.
Envy.
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 FaZe Clan versus EG.
I'm going FaZe.
EG.
EG.
FaZe.
Liddy. Apathy's a god.
FaZe.
Yeah, he's not better than friggin'
Punks, I'm
Priest,
talking about
though.
Apathy. You didn't even know he played on Envy. Luminosity versus E United.
Oh, they have Aches, MB, Apathy, Enable, and
he
Nameless.
knows-
Oh,
he knows who
100%.
I'm going LG here.
LG.
Luminosity.
You're going LG?
Luminosity.
United.
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 It's gonna be a back
Thanks
and
for
forth
making
game,
my
I
editing
think.
process really hard there, boys. All right, let's get it. That is this week's picks for the scoreboard that I don't have. You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah, we gotta make that.
No, yeah, I will. I'll get on it for next week for sure.
Oh!
My apologies, everyone. Alrighty, so that is it for the podcast. I had the League of Legends thing on the entire time, but I'm not even mad.
Who cares?
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, moving on. That's the end of the podcast. Unless anything else needs to be said from anybody.
Oh. Well, I guess that needed to be said.
Yeah, I guess so. Closing comments. From me, please, Sledgehammer, just fix your rank play. That's all I care about. That was the only thing like keeping me in the
Make
game.
group rank play. Make group
Yeah,
rank
there you go.
play.
If you're in gold or below,
Please,
group
bro.
ranked play. Group ranked play for gold and below.
Come on, let us grind.
Yeah. And then yeah, that's all I got. How about you? How about the Nate boys? Both Nates. Nate's like looking up
Just-
vines and stuff. So
No,
Nah, just continue to keep fluid
yeah,
gameplay,
yeah. I mean,
and then
great move with the
just want to
SMD.
thank everybody who tunes in here to
Absolutely.
listen to us 4 idiots talk.
Yes. TF7's the winning, dude. Calling it. The
That's
split.
that's your
Calling
closing
it.
comment.
Yeah,
your
that's my closing.
comment?
Yep, I'm calling it. Calling
Yes,
it
I'm
again.
taking dub.
Calling it again.
Alrighty. Well, boys, thank you everybody for tuning. Oh my God, tuning into the Ohio Boys Esports podcast. Signing
Liddy
out.
gang
I'll see
gang.
everybody later. GG's.
Peace.
Gang, gang, gang.
Gang gang gang.